Hey guys, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be watching Oldboy by Park Chan-wook. I don't believe I've seen any of his other films before, but I'm a fan of well-made Korean films. My favorite Korean director has to be Bong Joon-ho. I've watched Mother, Snowpiercer and Parasite from him. All three were masterpieces in their own right. About Oldboy though, I know it has a Hollywood remake with Josh Brolin, but the original version stars Min-sik. I have seen Min-sik as the villain in a film called Lucy, starring Scarlett Johansson. I know he's a very highly regarded actor in Korea. Apart from that, all I know to expect is a neo-noir thriller of a film. But before we get into it, to help support the channel, I have a Patreon page for full-length reactions, early access, and weekly polls for what to watch next. You will need your own copy to watch along, of course. Please consider being a patron. Please subscribe to the channel, check out my other videos, like if you liked this video, dislike it if you didn't. With all that being said, let's get started. Oldboy, Chan-wook, Min-sik, let's go. Chan-wook Park.
하고 싶다고 했다. 이름은 대수.
His name is Dae-soo, so I assume he's arrested for being drunk.
우리 딸내미가 오늘 생일이거든요. 하늘은 저가 그렇다 이거 보내줘.
The editing in that scene was very good. The way the editor just chose to cut out mid-scream. Good choice.
내 맘입니다. 이 씨발놈들. 내가 연희 선물 샀거든. 응? 아 여보세요 연희가. 아 잠깐만요. 대수야, 네 전화 받아. 대수야.
And he's gone. Chan-wook is really setting up a dark atmosphere with dark humor, missing the daughter's birthday while being extremely intoxicated, while still finding humor in it. So there's a lot to think about there already. And it looks like time plays a very central theme to this film. The credits are rolled with a timer on it, and they're showing a bunch of watches and timekeeping devices.
나 여기서 내보내달라고 안 할 테니까. 응?
He's in prison and he doesn't know why. So it's not a traditional prison he's stuck in.
15년이라고 말해줘.
15 years! Whoa! Two things. He's accused of his wife's death and what is coming out of his hand. He's probably hallucinating. The special effects for 2003 are very good.
누군가를 괴롭히고 상처 줬던 일들을 적기 시작했다. 그런 대로 무난한 인생이라고 생각했는데 너무 많았다.
I love how Chan-wook is leaving it very mysterious. Oh, prison tattoos, horrible. The music is very stereoscopic. It's just switching from left to right, left to right. Chan-wook is showing us how he missed all major events around the world while he was imprisoned. From what I'm getting so far is this is probably a revenge story of why he was imprisoned.
4년.
The editing in that scene was particularly excellent too.
아래를 내려다봅니다.
They're trying to hypnotize him somehow. I hope this is not a hallucination. Another hallucination, I mean. It's a suicidal person. And he can barely see anything because he's not used to this level of light. The exposure is not allowing him to see anything. The director is not including any sound.
내 얘기를 해주고 싶다. 조금 있다 죽어라.
Wow, that was a fantastic scene.
내 얘기를 해보겠다.
Why didn't Dae-soo hear the other dude out? He did it. Okay, this film is shot fantastically well. I'm getting lost just in the atmosphere. And you have to remember, he spent many years just punching a wall and training himself. He's not scared of these punks. This is how you do action scenes. Full frame, no sharp cuts.
나한테 뭐 물어볼 생각하지 마.
살아있는 게
Surreal, man.
오랜만이시네요.
처음 왔다.
인가?
그런데 낯이 익다. 왜가 돈 거냐?
누굴 것 같아요. 뭐 내가 중요하진 않아요. 왜가 중요하지.
무슨 체면이야?
This whole film is a big why. Why was he imprisoned in the first place? And I think we're going to discover it along with Dae-soo. She actually brought him to her house?
진짜요 이거? 화장실 문 고정해서 안 잠기거든요. 음료만 생각하지 마요.
No, my man, no. Why? Okay, I know why, but like this is... I would say I understand, but... 15 years, man, 15 years.
나도요. 아저씨 마음에 들어서 데리고 온 거 맞거든요.
Okay. She does have an interest in him.
아저씨는 바로 준비 들어가주면 되는 거예요. 그쵸. 고독하면 무조건 개미죠.
I just noticed his knuckles are white. That's a small detail that goes a long way for his characters. Yeah, she's been through a similar situation. That giant ant hallucination reminds me of a film that came out 10 years after this, Prisoners, which ended in a similar way with Spider. She's way younger than him.
앞에 건 딸아이 주소고요. 뒤에 부인 묘지에 약도 그려왔어요.
Daughter is in Sweden.
아니, 그 새끼 잡아 죽인 다음에
Another fantastic cut. The editing in this film is top notch. I still don't understand why the girl is pursuing him to this extent. But apart from that, everything else is making sense.
15년 먹은 맛을 잊을 수는 없으니까.
Oh, so he's trying to narrow down where he got the dim sums from. That'll help him narrow down the area where he was held. Smart.
너 누구냐?
몰라요. 가끔 채팅하는 사람이야.
난 널 못 믿겠다.
Well, that kind of makes sense because he figures that she might be compromised. And he finally found the place. What? This is how you build tension. Oh my goodness. And they don't show anything.
내 15년을 고스란히 갚아주겠다.
No. I'm not gonna. That scene was unwatchable. Not complaining for a second. That was amazing. Wow. This is a horizontal right-leaning shot. And the action is full frame. And the director is not hyping this scene up by using very strong music. Oh. That's a knife through his back. It's been over a minute and there hasn't been a cut yet. It's one shot. This is how you do one shots and proper action sequences. It's so beautifully choreographed and it's incredibly difficult to do. And getting it wrong once means starting over, setting everything back up again. Amazing. There's a scene like this in Game of Thrones, Daredevil, The Raid, if I'm not mistaken. Ho, they finally got. This is already one of the best shot Asian films I've ever seen.
어떻게 이렇게 됐어요? 자유라 어딨어?
They're following him.
오래 갇혀 있으면 미치지 않나요? 개수는 어느 정도 15년입니다. 말이 너무 많아요.
정말 그렇게 말이 많았냐?
I think he did, just based on him being drunk at the beginning of the film. He was just saying whatever he wanted.
에버그린. 먼저 누구냐? 그리고 그 다음에 왜냐?
Is this the guy?
당신이 죽을 때까지 당신이 사랑하는 모든 여자를 죽일 거거든.
역시 당신은 내가 발명한 괴물이야.
It is him.
이러면 외를 할 수가 없잖아요.
What a way to set up motivation for his character. And he has 5 days to figure it out?
아마 고민할 시간 없을걸요? 언제든지 쉽게 복수를 하느냐, 이유를 알아내느냐.
What a moral dilemma.
쟤 너무 오래 묶어놓은 거 아니에요? 문도 열어놓고 온 거 같던데?
여기 치과 잘하더라요.
Oh no, not one more scene like that.
여기 저 가르쳐 주신 건 고마운데요. 아직 시작도 못 했는데.
Oh, he's being ordered to let him go. With money. So much money.
손목 잘라야겠어. 미도 유방 만졌잖아, 이 새끼가.
The villain person, this guy, must have had a reason.
오대수를 사랑하게 된 걸까요?
Why does he care? Oh, they're finally getting intimate. Oh no. It's the Valium gas again. What a creep. What are his motivations?
그럼 잘 보이소.
It's him.
이수아는 알아? 우리하고 동기인데.
아, 니 몰랐겠구나. 니 전학 간 다음에 가가 죽었으니까네. 그 완전히 걸렸다, 얘 걸레. 거기다 얘가 겉으로 세지. 마 요조 숙련대.
Is it his sister? Who Daesu had a relationship with or...
잠깐만. 예쁜이도
What a scene.
우리 누나는요.
His sister! So Daesu somehow caused Lee's sister's death.
저건 친구잖아.
7월 5일이 지나도 내가 돌아오지 않으면 쟤 그냥 내보내줘. 나한테 무슨 짓 한 건가?
3번인가? 너 먹는 물에 체면 유도제 타는 일만 해줬는데.
Yeah, Mido is being locked up for her own safety.
대수야 있지. 중심도 주아이한테 들었다 하는데 네가 제일 잘 알기라 한다 야가.
Oh, he's slowly remembering. Yup, it's him, Daesu. Another long take, by the way, trying to impress her. Sylvia Plath. I love Sylvia Plath. I only read one book, The Bell Jar, but she's amazing. Again, Chan-wook is not using music to build up tension. That's his sister, right? She's playfully denying him, not forcefully. And she's actually helping him out now. This is so messed up. It's almost like she's finally accepting who she is, or who they are.
진짜 수아 맞나? 확실하나?
와, 저 그 반에 빨간 자전거 타고 다니라는 거밖에 모른다. 가. 네 얘기하면 죽는데.
And there you go, he blabbed. Once the word got out, she must have ended her own life. The acting here is so high class.
우리 아저씨 앞에서 무릎 꿇고 싹싹 빌게 해주세요.
난 누나와 잤다.
It's out there now. We were entering the third act of the film. I just got suspicious of something. Oh no. I'm not gonna say it.
말로 하세요.
당신에 대한 소문이 점점 불어나서 이수아가 임신했다는 데까지 발전했어. 정말 월경이 그치고 배가 불기 시작했어. 당신의 혀가 우리 누나를 임신시켰다니까?
Whoa. What type of twisted logic is that?
이수아는 혼자 합천 때문에 가서 죽었다는데 그날 찍힌 이 사진은 뭐야?
That's damning evidence.
체면후 암시라고 들어봤어요? 체면 상태에서 암시를 걸어놓고
It is her.
당신 둘 다한테 암시를 걸었다니까? 말 한마디에 사랑에 빠지고 그 소리를 들으면
Wow. What a revelation and the split screen work here.
마음에 들어요.
All of these were hypnotic suggestions.
왜 이유진은 오대수를 딱 15년 만에 풀어줬을까?
I think that is the right question. Why exactly after 15 years? It's going to be the revelation. Oh no, 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 no. This is going to break him. And she's wearing the wings father got for her. Oh man. Great directorial choice. The best part of the film has to be the camera work. This is the climax. There's nothing left to resolve except these three characters.
손을 잘랐으니까 그 사람이 날 미워할 거라고 생각한 거죠? 그게 함정일 거란 생각은 못 해봤어요?
And Mr. Park is actually on Lee's side.
무슨 상자 갖다 놨는데
미도야 안돼 절대 열지 마.
The acting here is phenomenal.
와주면 안 돼요?
You can see the acting by Min-sik.
미도한테 날리지 마라.
That's all he wants at this point.
나 개새끼야.
They don't even show Lee's face even once. He's willing to degrade himself to any level. And he's just relishing in his victory. Oh my. And I love it. They don't just keep cutting between them. Dude, what are you gonna do? He called him a loudmouth. And he's gonna cut his own tongue out.
그냥 놔두세요. 이제 무슨 낙으로 살지?
I don't think this is the best idea though. Oh man, it's the tape of them. Oh, that's twisted.
누나하고 난 다 알면서도 사랑했어요. 너희도 그럴 수 있을까?
Dae-soo also had a couple of chances to do the right thing, but his anger and need for vengeance overrode it. The classical symphony here really goes a long way.
이제 선생께서도 제가 왜 찾아뵙고 말씀드리지 않고 이렇게 편지를 써보냈는지.
솔직히 내가 선생을 도울 이유는 없죠.
It's that hypnotist who hypnotized him. Even though I'm no better than the beast, don't I have the right to live? It's the same thing that the suicidal man and him talked about.
잘못해서 막 엉클어질지도 모르는데 여기는 이유진의
What a beautiful
펜트하우스.
transition again. He wants to kill this side of his personality and his memories.
누구랑 있었어?
She has no idea. It's only one set of footprints. No, there's another chair, but one set of footsteps. I think it's meant to be left ambiguous.
사랑해요.
He's happy, but clearly in pain. This is almost like a forced smile. That was an amazing movie. Okay, I took some time to collect my thoughts. First off, that was an incredible film. Really high tier. With the story, camera work, and the editing being the highlights for me. Let's get right into it with the directing by Park Chan-wook, who did an amazing job with adapting the original Japanese manga. Even though it was a simple revenge plot, the story unfolds in the most slowest and intricate ways. Chan-wook took a very noir-style approach with the narrative. He sets up Min-sik's character Dae-soo as a fun-loving drunk with a loud mouth. Even though we see him leave the jail, he soon disappears and finds himself an isolated prisoner for 15 years. The mystery as to why he was imprisoned in the first place is a central plot of the film. We, the audience, are positioned to be the eyes and ears of Dae-soo, where we see and learn exactly what Dae-soo sees and does. This helps the audience really relate to him and presents us with an anchor to the story. The person revealed to have imprisoned him, Lee Woo-jin, shows up halfway through the second act. Another bold choice from Chan-wook. This way, Lee Ju-win's character and motivations are slowly revealed. The sick, twisted, almost poetic revelation is also shown in two parts. The first, when the audience realizes what Woo Jin did with his own sister and Dae-soo's loud mouth. And second, when it's revealed what Woo Jin made Dae-soo do to his own daughter. The moral dilemma here, it's off the charts, and it left me feeling deeply uncomfortable about the entire situation. I have to note that this is a very Eastern film compared to the West, and the differences in culture really shines through here. Just like Bong Joon-ho, I already regard Park Chan-wook to be an artist with his craft. I'm going to have to watch the rest of his filmography now. The editing and the cinematography deserves the highest praise. Starting from the creative transitions, which really suck you into the narrative, to the sublime framing, color grading, and camera work. I don't know the names of the editor or the cinematographer, but Chan-wook really directed them well. A particular scene I want to highlight is the one-shot action sequence in the hallway. That scene was set up, framed, and shot so beautifully it deserved to be studied. Full-frame shots were shown throughout the scene, really driving home every single punch or stab. All the actors' performances were on display there. Really fantastic stuff. The music in this film was pretty good too, albeit used minimalistically. I don't believe there was any standout theme or music used, although there were elements of classic noir film sounds. The majority of the film was relatively silent, especially in the character development moments. I don't have anything to complain here. Choi Min-sik played Oh-dae-soo, the supposed protagonist of the film. His performance as the mentally deteriorating man was on another level compared to the rest of the cast. I can see why his skills are so highly regarded in Korea. The way he can switch between coherent and crazy was fascinating to watch, especially his crazy laugh. That's an image I won't be forgetting for a while. By the end of the film, I did feel bad for him, but a lot of that sympathy was lost because of his wrong choices he kept making, like leaving Mido at Mr. Park's hotel and trying to kill Woo Jin after he forgave him. Obviously, I'm not defending what either one of them did, as both were vile. I'm saying he did not have to swoop down to Joo Win's level at the end. Although I have to understand that being locked up for 15 years can really mess up your mind. Lee Woo Jin, was played by Yoo Jin-tae. He was a compelling antagonist with a fleshed out story. This is why I ended up caring for his character too. Again, he was vile and morally corrupted, but in his own twisted head, he had his reasons for doing what he did. I thought his performance though was a little too subdued, cold, and a little boxy. I wish his performance was a little more animated, which would have also reflected the broken state of his own mind. Mido, Dae-soo's love interest and daughter, was played by Kang Hyo-jung. What an odd and disturbing sentence to say. Her performance was rock solid, and I was so glad to see that she probably didn't know the truth by the end. I was pretty confused as to why she was so attracted to Dae-soo, even bringing him, a total stranger, to her own apartment for healing. But it was made clear soon enough that both of them were hypnotized to be in that particular situation. She's the only character I actually felt bad for, because she was the innocent one. I have no general criticisms of the film, except the average performance of the antagonist. The other thing is not a criticism at all, which was the tooth extraction scene and the tongue cutting scene. They were shot way too realistically. Again, it's not a criticism, just extreme uncomfortableness for me. Overall, I feel like the end left me in a state of shock, as we don't know what happens to Dae-soo at the end. Did he really meet the hypnotist? Can he really live with himself like Wu Jin asked him at the end? It's really left ambiguous, and this is a fantastic film. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have a Patreon page. Consider being a patron. Subscribe to the channel. Like if you liked this video. Dislike it if you didn't. I will see you in the next one. Bye.